Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday's edition of Morning Brews. My name, as always, is Ryan Smelt, and today we are asking the question why introverts could make better entrepreneurs. I don't know how I feel about this overall, because if you know anything about me, you know that is 100% not me. I am much more of an extrovert, and I enjoy being around people, and I talk a lot, in case you can't tell. So, number one, pros and cons of being an introverted entrepreneur. Two, how to make the most of your introverted personality. Three, what does it mean to be called an introvert? So, I will tell you overall, I have been friends with an introvert or two. And one thing I notice is because they take so much time to themselves, they have to fill that time. So, that is a lot less of a problem and more of a solution. The example I will give you is if I am spending time around other people, if I am hanging out with my friends, then more than likely our time is all accounted for. Last night, we went out to dinner and the movies with a small group of friends, and everything was there and we checked it off. However, if you're an introvert and you're not spending that time around your friends, maybe you're not going to dinner and the movies. Maybe you're spending time reading or writing or creating a plan or solving a problem or doing some thinking. All of these things which I put on my schedule. I've mentioned this before, but I'm reading How Successful People Think by John Maxwell. I believe there was a lot of value in that, as before I thought that people just sat at their desks and did thinking. We're wasting time, and now I have a very clear picture on not only why that's not true, but how to apply it in a sense where it can be effective and successful. Introverts don't necessarily have that problem. If they're not spending time around people, they have a lot more time to fill on their own. So I completely understand and can completely see how they could possibly be better entrepreneurs. Uh, Pros and cons of being an introverted entrepreneur. The article basically talks about that, how to make the most of your introverted personality. Number two says, under there it says, choose the right type of business. So this is definitely something to take into consideration because if you were to get into, say, a stand up comedy business and you're an introvert, then that may not work if you're uncomfortable talking in front of other people and if you don't want to spend a lot of time in front of other people. I'll tell you, I got a phone call for a position when I was looking for a job a long time ago, and they specifically said that it dealt with data entry and data mining. And that sounded like it would be perfect for introverts, and it also sounded like something I had no interest in doing. I need to be around people. I need to be consuming content or talking or listening to other people as much as possible. So, sitting at a computer and copying, pasting data from websites into cells on an Excel or spreadsheet uh, does not sound any fun to me whatsoever. So, choosing the right type of business, you go into a virtual assistant type position or business, that could be perfect because you don't actually have to interact with other people. It is all on your computer. So maybe you start a web design type of business where you only have to talk to your potential customers and clients, and you don't have a lot of people interaction. So the next thing it talks about is making complementary hires. So there is always going to be some aspect of interpersonal communication within your organization. It doesn't matter what kind of business you started, you're going to have to talk to people and interact with people. If you are an introvert, making those complementary hires someone who is more extroverted, someone who enjoys being around other people, it will definitely allow them to take over certain aspects you may not enjoy as much. So if you are an introvert and you have started a business, you probably already have this experience where you have hired people to take on day-to-day activities that you either can't handle or don't enjoy as much because you prefer your solitude. So if that is you and you have those types of experience, then please leave it in the comments section or send us a message. I would love to hear how the introverted business owners out there are doing and what you're doing to set yourself up for long-term success. As I said before, I am an extrovert, so I don't have a lot of experience in that area. But the last thing it talks about is, what does it mean to be called an extrovert? I don't think I have ever been called an extrovert. I think a lot of people just know and understand that I like to be around other people and I like interaction with other people. So then it talks about the pros and cons of being an extroverted entrepreneur. This article has a lot of good information in it, but one of my favorite things is under how to make the most of your extroverted personality is wait before saying yes. And this is something that I have had plenty of struggles with and didn't realize at the time, but I often make decisions on the spot. I have no problem making a decision on the spot. I'm very confident in myself and whatever decision I make. However, as I always say, you have the decision to make until you make it. So if you pause for just a moment and think about it, then it could lead you to an even better decision or provide you with an even better opportunity. I'll give you a very specific example I started doing a long time ago, and if you've ever received an email from me, then you probably know this. I no longer send emails right away. I always schedule them, even if it is only for an hour later. After I write the email up, I schedule it. You can do this. I believe you can do it on Gmail. I use Zoho for all of my email accounts to put them in one place. You can do it on there. And of course, with your marketing, whether you use HubSpot, Klaviyo, or MailChimp, you can schedule those as well. So it doesn't matter if it's an individual email, if I'm emailing you as a person, or if I'm emailing you from the podcast, whatever it is, I schedule all my emails, because if I schedule it, I can go back if I decide I need to word it different, say something different, or I forgot to put something in there. It gives me a buffer. So I'm basically waiting before clicking send. So that's been super advantageous. It's something that took me a little bit to realize and kind of implement. And once I did, it has led me to much, much more improved emails, if you will. And then it says hire people who are analytical. So obviously I don't necessarily approach situations with caution, but hiring people who want to put a little bit of thought into what they do and assess things from more of a numbers standpoint is super advantageous, because then I get that assessment before we move forward on something. But hopefully this article and the information in it is helpful. If whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, learn how you can use those personality traits to your advantage. Once again, the link for the article is in the show notes. The link to more episodes is below as well, and I hope that you will share this with your friends. If you got anything from this episode or any of our other episodes, leave us a 5-star review. It helps out the show, helps other people find us, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell your friends to subscribe as well. My name is Ryan Smeltz. This has been Morning Brews, and I will see you on tomorrow's episode.